What's going on, guys? It's fight season MMA, and today I want to make a video talking about Sean Brady. That man looked like a champion last night against Gilbert Burns in that main event at UFC Vegas 97. Sean Brady just showed of how good and how highly I think of him to the entire world. Sean Brady, in my opinion, is one of the greatest welterweights in the UFC right now. He's done so many different things in that division to truly have that standpoint, but since he got fraud checked by Belal Muhammad, everyone wrote him off. Truly, that was not a fraud check. That was just Belal Muhammad being that good. And Sean Brady showed it last night over Gilbert Burns, getting a dominant 5-round decision win that I had at 50-45. But before we jump into the video breaking this down, let's leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you guys enjoy the UFC content. And while you're down there, turn on the post notifications just so you guys are always updated with the most recent UFC content that releases daily. Without further ado, let's jump right into the video of Sean Brady beating Gilbert Burns, calling out Garry, and having one of the best performances of the year. So last night at UFC Vegas 97, the main event was Gilbert Burns versus Sean Brady, and Sean Brady put in an absolute clinic on Gilbert Burns. Sean Brady is known as a grappler, but he actually did it with his striking in that department. Gilbert Burns is such a good MMA grappler. Even though he is getting older at 38 years old, you could still tell that he was there and cognizant with everything and every move that he was impacting, which really made it hard for Sean Brady to get the takedown. Now, Sean Brady was able to land, I believe, 5 takedowns in that fight, with a couple of them being very big and very big moments. But Gilbert Burns last night had a great chance to just kind of stay in there with Sean Brady. He was really looking to stay off the ground. He was doing a great job over there, but Sean Brady was so persistent. His cardio was amazing last night to where he got the finish or the decision win in very dominant fashion. So now Sean Brady just looked like an absolute just title challenger. That win for Belal Muhammad is aging like fine wine. I always knew that Sean Brady was this good. Everyone just doesn't understand of how good Sean Brady is. Let's compare the Jack Della Maddalena versus Gilbert Burns versus Sean Brady versus Gilbert Burns, and just tell me that Sean Brady isn't on another level from someone like Jack Della Maddalena. Those two individuals are some of the best fighters in the welterweight division, but Sean Brady, with that grappling standpoint, is one of the best fighters in that category. Gilbert Burns, like I said, some of the best MMA jiu-jitsu, some of the best MMA grappling in the UFC that the organization has ever seen, and Sean Brady was able to hold him down with that standpoint. Sean Brady is so good. And last night, the biggest thing about Sean Brady is his striking looked incredibly refined, which is something that is incredibly scary for a lot of these UFC welterweights. Now, I think Sean Brady can go in there and beat a lot of welterweights, and he called out Ian Machado Garry, and he said he was quote-unquote privileged, I believe, and that is a great fight to have in between, and I do think I favor Sean Brady in that. Garry does have a little bit of a grappling ability. He is a fighter who's trying to reach for the rankings, but he needs to fight someone who's above him. Sean Brady is now 1 rank above him, so I do think that that is a great fight to be made. Sean Brady believes that Garry is privileged, that he's getting everything that he wants, that he's too cocky. So Sean wants to go in there and defeat the hype train that is Garry. That fight, how would it go? Like I said, I do think that Sean Brady would get the win, but that's a very early on prediction. I think Garry's striking, yes, is good, and his timing is good, but I think Sean Brady is too strong. He's too powerful. He's such a good grappler that truly I believe that he's going to go in there and dismantle Garry. But Gilbert Burns, on the other hand, looked kind of off last night, and I think that's just because of his age. The only thing that was sharp for Gilbert Burns was his mind and his timing and stuff like that. But Gilbert Burns is just athleticism and stuff like that looked like it had gone down the pipe. So Gilbert Burns, I think, is just getting a little bit up there in age. He's just kind of, he's an older fighter inside the UFC. He's one of my favorite fighters in there. Coming always with that positivity, one of the best fighters inside that welterweight division that they've ever seen. But an end of career always happens, and this is the time for Gilbert Burns, probably, that I had to guess that his career is now on the downward slope. Sean Brady's win last night, incredibly impressive. One of the best wins of the year, in my opinion. And a great fight, in my opinion, too. Even though Sean Brady dominated the fight, the grappling exchanges were amazing. The clinch exchanges were amazing. Sean Brady looked amazing in the striking department. So I think that giving Sean Brady someone like Garry would be an incredibly fun fight to be had, and would be a great fight to push up in the rankings. Now, the other person that you could give Sean Brady would be Kamaru Usman, which would be an incredibly great fight, too. That wrestling would be incredibly interesting to see. I think that if Sean Brady fought someone like Leon Edwards, he would immediately take him down and submit him. I think that's how good of a grappler Sean Brady is. But Sean Brady's probably the best grappler in the 170-pound division, maybe even the best grappler inside the UFC, because taking down Gilbert Burns like that is something that no other UFC fighter has been able to do. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Fight Season MMA, and please let me know what you think down below in the comments about Sean Brady's performance against Gilbert Burns last night. In my opinion, one of the greatest performances I've seen this year. Sean Brady looked amazing. He looked super refined. He looked super just in there and cognizant about everything around him. And let me know what you think about Sean Brady's call out of Ian Machado Garry and calling Mr. Garry privileged. I think that would be a great fight to be had, possibly at UFC 310 in Las Vegas in December. I think that would be a great fight, or possibly even push Sean Brady up to fight someone like Kamaru Usman in a #1 contenders match. Sean Brady looked that good last night. Sean Brady can 100% hold with the top dogs in the welterweight division. He can 100% get a rematch with Belal Muhammad and possibly beat him. And Sean Brady, in my opinion, is a top 3 grappler in the UFC right now. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Fight Season MMA, and please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you guys enjoyed the UFC content. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and we are almost there, so please go down there and smash the subscribe button. It would mean so much if you guys could do that. And if you guys aren't subscribed, please go do so, because I drop daily MMA content about the craziest things and just keeping you guys updated in the MMA community. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Fight Season MMA, and we'll catch you guys very soon with more UFC content and news.